Hello everybody and welcome back to Robert's Reviews. This is a Robert's Thoughts episode, which means it's unedited. It's just thoughts from me to you, and hopefully from you to me. At any point that you're watching this video and you're like, oh, I have an interesting thought, put in the comments below. I love to talk to you guys, and this is really the forum to do it with, I think, is just kind of me making a video, and then you guys commenting on it, and then I see those comments, I get a notification, and I love the back and forth that we have. And then the goal is to be able to have part 2s to the Robert's Thoughts, where I can share other people's thoughts and my thoughts about those thoughts, and we can have like kind of a conversation. So make sure you guys are doing that as we proceed, because that's kind of the point. But I want to mention that I've been reading a lot recently. Starting in March, I kind of got back on track into reading. When I was younger, I used to read all the time. I was a huge reader. I mean, it started with Harry Potter when I was like 5. I read Harry Potter. It was ridiculous. I read it way too early, and I read it every year. It's so good. And I kind of proceeded from there to get into young adult fiction very quickly. I love young adult fiction. John Green is my hero. I love all of that. And so I kind of took a break, mainly while I was in college and all of that. And I don't know, I felt like maybe, I don't know, I didn't feel like I cared to read anymore. I felt like I wasn't getting anything out of it. But now that I am back and I'm like, I have time and I'm also making a YouTube channel where I might be able to share my thoughts on them, I feel like there's definitely more value to it for me personally. So I picked up a book again. And instead of picking up a book that I already own, of course, I bought a new one. I was actually researching Bryan Cranston because I love Bryan Cranston. I was thinking about doing a series on him, which I will be doing probably next year at some point. And so I was doing some research for Bryan Cranston, and I came across the fact that he wrote a book, which blew my mind because I did not hear about this, and I'm like, how did no one tell me about this? I'm still mad at everyone. But he wrote a book called Life in Parts, and it is right here. And it is the first book that I've read this year. This shelf right here is all the books that I've read this year so far, starting in March, because before March I didn't really read anything except for these textbooks right here. But I decided that I would keep track of it using Goodreads, so I do have a Goodreads if you guys are interested. I'm not really sure how to share it with you guys, but if you search Robert J. Brown and you look for the Robert's Reviews symbol, it's that one. If you guys know how to share friend profiles, comment below, because I'd love to have you guys follow me. I do love that kind of stuff. But I've been reading a lot of young adult fiction mainly, and I got to thinking, is there a way to do this faster? Is there a better way? Is there a way to get that I can read that makes me more comfortable? And all these thoughts that come together. And then I was like, what other people think? I reached out to a couple of people and was like, hey, how do you read? What's your favorite way? And I was like, wait, I'll just make a video about it. So then that is where we are now. So, I do want to mention a bunch of different ways that we can read, and then I want to discuss why I like them or why I don't like them. First, I want to talk about the kind of one that everyone's been getting into and starting to do, which is e-reading, right? Or using an Amazon Kindle or something like that. And I usually have my cell phone on me, it's over there. But using a screen, right, and just downloading a book and reading it. And I have done this before. I was reading Stephen King's It a few years ago, and I bought a couple hard copies and I bought a couple hard copies and I bought a copy online. I don't really know why I did that, but I was just so obsessed with that book. I loved it so much. And I would read it, and the cool thing about it that I do enjoy is that you can increase the text. You can make it bigger, you can make it smaller, however you'd like. It is a little bit harder to keep track of pages because it doesn't really tell you, and that is kind of frustrating. And it's hard to tell progress, which I don't like at all. I love being able to look at a book and for instance this one, and seeing that's how far into it I am. That's how much I like that. It gives me a goal kind of, which feels good. I like getting goals, and then when I achieve the goals, I literally physically get a surge of dopamine, and then I feel good, and that makes me happy, literally. Science. But with the e-readers, it's hard to do that. And also with e-readers that I think is really cool though is you can search in the middle of the book, right? If you come across a word I don't know, Ziploc, right? Okay, you won't, but if you do, and I don't know what Ziploc is, you can just touch the word and it'll tell you what it means, and that's fantastic. I think that's wonderful. I think it is an absolutely amazing idea. Congratulations to whoever came up with that. That's a genius idea. I would not have thought about that. That is wonderful. The issue with me is that I like using context clues to figure out what the word means, and if there is something that I don't know, I can just Google it. Not a huge deal. But for the most part, I don't really have an issue of knowing what words are. I just don't. And also, then I get distracted because like I'll touch the book in the screen and like it'll be like, oh well, this, and then like my brain's like, I don't know what to pay attention to. Help, 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 and then I end up getting nothing done, and I don't end up reading very much. So that's my issue with e-readers. I also tend to strain my eyes a little bit more than I think that regular books do, which kind of surprises me because I honestly kind of thought it might be better, but it really isn't for me. I also just love the feeling of a book, but we'll get to that when we talk about actual books. Another way that people have been reading, sort of, or at least ingesting material, has been through audiobooks, right? Like using Audible, which I'm not sponsored by. But if you know how to get Audible to sponsor me, please do so. I have gotten into some. I did use Audible for a little bit, and I was intrigued by it because it's helpful because like when you're driving or whatever, you can listen to it. When you're on a walk, you can listen to that kind of thing, which I appreciate. I really do. I don't think I'll use it a whole lot. I think I will use it when I'm like, all right, I'm going on an airplane or whatever, and I don't really want to keep my eyes open or whatever. I can download the book that I'm reading. That's great. That's wonderful. I like that idea. But in terms of like actually reading it, I can't do it, and here's why. I like to look at the words. I really do. I love looking at it. And the issue that I had that I came across while using a thing like Audible is the speed. And I realized you can increase the speed, but then the voice sounds weird, and I don't really like that. Or maybe at least it did when I was using it. Maybe they fixed that, but probably not. And I read pretty quickly, especially if it's something like this, for instance. Like it's not that difficult of a read. So I read like, a page every 30 seconds when it comes to like this one. I read very quickly. I like to read quickly. And I feel like I'm kind of backtracking when I'm reading a book through Audible or through another service that does audiobooks. That's my thought, my issue. Another issue is that it also tells you how long you have left in the book, which I realize is like I just said that I like to know exactly how much my progress is. But then it literally is a timer where I'll be like, okay, I'm going to listen to this book for 30 minutes. But when I'm reading a book for 30 minutes, I can be like, all right, I'm going to read a book for 30 minutes. And then when I get to a chapter stop, I'm going to stop. And like a bunch of different things that I just don't think work as well in an audiobook format. But I can see the appeal. I see why people like them, and I will use them, just not for an everyday reading kind of thing. Now, my favorite way to read a book, personally, is on a paperback. I love paperback novels. Okay, I do. I love these little lines you get here. You see that little line, like right at the top of the Nick Stone and right around the top of Dear Martin? Those, I don't even know what I call them. I guess they're called spinal cracks. Maybe that's what I call them. I love them. I love them a lot. They just feel really good. I like looking at them and be like, yes, this book is used, and it was used by me, and I liked it. I didn't really care for this book. This was fine, but this is like, proof that I read it, and I like that. I like that a lot. I like the feel of the paperback. I like that I can, if I'd like to, I can fold it and read it like a pamphlet, kind of like, which is cool. I also like that I can read it like this, which is pretty great. There's a lot of great stuff on it, and I appreciate that, that kind of versatility that a paperback does have. I can see how people don't like it, though, because it is kind of flimsy, and it is hard to, like, it'll flip pages without really your consent, which can get annoying, I can imagine. But yeah, I think this is my favorite way to read a book. But the second one, the next one's pretty close, which is on a hardcover, right? Hardcovers are beautiful, and here's why. So, when I read, I take the dust cover off. Okay, I take it off before I read it. Then when I put it back on like my table while I'm waiting to read it, I will put the dust cover back on to protect it, like that. There are some people who will just read it like this, and you're a heathen, okay? And I mean that in the nicest way. I mean, I can see why people do it, I guess, but like it bothers me. I don't get how people do it. I really don't. I see people do it all the time, and like, yeah, it's just comfortable. And I don't get it. And then people will do this number where they will like fold the book in like that, and it freaks me out. John Green did it to his own book on the live stream that I went to when he was on his book tour. I lost a little bit of faith in John Green that day. But I like to just take it off. And I do that for a variety of reasons. One, it kind of looks better. It looks more professional. It's like, yes, it's a book. And then I have this on the side where I can like, kind of look at it still while I'm reading. I can glance over it to give my eyes a break. And look at the beautiful cover art. I love that. The spine is always beautiful. And look at that. That is beautiful. Look at the blue there. Oh, it's so pretty. I love that kind of thing. And I also do enjoy the hardcovers because I really can hold them very sturdily. They do kind of hurt your hand sometimes. That is one negative of hardcovers. I like that you can flip the pages in here. They always smell very nice. I think hardcovers probably smell better than paperbacks. One thing I don't like is I can't flip the pages like like that I can with this, where I can be like, yes, fan the book, yes. That's always great. Those are just kind of the issues with it. I do love hardcovers, and it's a very close second, I think. I just like the paperback a little bit more because of its versatility and its ability to make those nice little lines that I just love so much. I don't know. But I want to know what you guys thought. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think of how do you guys like to read? What is your favorite way to read? Do you use audiobooks? Do you use an e-reader? Do you read hardcovers? I want to know, okay? And just so you guys are aware, all these books over here, I do plan on making videos for a lot of them. I just haven't. I have made a video on Cherry and the Devil All the Time. I probably won't for Bryan Cranston's book, but the rest of them are all part of one series, including these two. They are part, well, not the John Green book, of course. That one just came out, and I was like, I need to read that now. And it was very wonderful. But these are part of the Simonverse, which is a collection of books that are a part of different series but are interconnected in weird ways, and they're really cool. And I read all of them. So next weekend I will be releasing my review and my rankings for all of them. So if you guys are interested in the Simonverse, definitely tune in for that. And if you guys want up to date, like literally right now, what am I reading, how am I doing, all that, you can check out my Goodreads, which again I don't know how to get to you guys. So if you guys know, put it in the comments below, and I will add it to the description box whenever that is available. If you guys are curious what I'm reading right now, I am reading 3 Spider-Man novels. It is pretty good. It's by Diane Duane, and they're pretty good so far. I mean, you might think, oh, it's a Spider-Man novel, so it's probably like, really easy to read. It's a Stephen King novel, I swear to you. It's insanely thick and like kind of difficult language, which I'm impressed by. I'm on chapter 4 so far. It's pretty good. It's not bad. It's not great, but I'm on book 1 of 3. And I really decided to read it because I like Spider-Man and I like difficult books, so I decided to read this. And then if I read all of these and I like it, we'll go from there. I do want to read every Stephen King novel in order. That is kind of on my to-do list. I'm going to read this, then I'm going to read Carrie, which is his first novel, and then kind of go from there because I may or may not decide to go through with that or not. It's a big undertaking, but we'll decide from there. Let me know what you guys do. Should I read all of them? I'm not sure. Let me know. I need help. I'm indecisive. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys like it, make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. Once I get to 150, I'm going to dress up like Spider-Man and go to Walmart. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to film it for you guys. Let me know. Also, might as well, while you're at it, if you're commenting, let me know what your favorite book is, okay? In case you guys are wondering what mine is, it is The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. Easily my favorite book in the whole world. I think Looking for Alaska by John Green is a pretty close second, though. But thank you guys so much for watching. I want to know what you guys thought, so comments in below. Just quick little type, and let me know what you guys thought, okay? And thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And as always, keep watching movies and television, stay educated, and I'll see you guys in the next video.